Okay. Hi, Christina.
Hey.
So I'm super excited that you decided to meet today. So do you have any questions before we get started?
Just kind of, can you walk me through a little bit of the process?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're doing animal-assisted therapy. I'll let you meet Glimmer here in just a few moments. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just go through the tool that we use, which is the emotional arousal scale. And we'll go through that with you so you kind of understand what we're using today. And then I'll take you straight over and you can just meet with Glimmer
Okay.
and get it going right away. So the scale right here, this is what the emotional arousal scale. And so it's like a thermometer over here. And you can see that there's positive and negative arousal. And basically, I just want to know if you're comfortable or uncomfortable. So are you feeling comfortable or are you feeling uncomfortable? And comfort, maybe I'm feeling really excited, or it could be I'm feeling really calm. Uncomfortable could be I'm feeling really anxious and nervous, or I'm bored, or I'm disassociating at this point because I'm just so not even into what we're doing.
Okay.
All right? And then we talk about hyperarousal or hypoarousal. So hyperarousal means up, and hypo is bringing things down.
Okay.
On the scale here, we go from 1 to 10 on our window of tolerance, on our tolerance zone. So 10 is going to be the hyper, and the hypo is going to be down the 1.
Okay.
The window of tolerance is different for everyone. So the middle would be a 5, obviously, but that's not how everybody sits. We all have different tolerance zones based off of our experiences in life. So some of us are more high stress people. Some of us are more low stress people. Some of us are like higher anxiety naturally, and some of us are lower anxiety naturally. So everyone's going to have their own place that they sit at for their window of tolerance where they feel kind of most comfortable at. Okay? So it'll be different for everybody. There's no right or wrong answer or anything. And so when I ask you about, where are you feeling at, where's your tolerance, I'll ask you 1 through 10, and then you'll figure out 1 through 10 where you're at.
Okay.
And then I'll ask you if you're feeling, what you're feeling in your body somatically. So it might be, I'll ask you, like, are you feeling anything in your body? And it might be that you're feeling tingling, or it might be that you're feeling flutters, or you're feeling sweaty, right? Somatic. So that can be anything that you're feeling in your body, and I'll ask you where you're feeling it in your body.
Okay.
And then I'll ask you if it's a positive or negative, or comfortable or uncomfortable.
Okay.
Do you prefer positive or negative, or comfortable or uncomfortable?
Either one works for me.
Okay. All right. So I'll ask you about that, and we'll kind of go from there. So
Okay.
to get started, if I were to ask you where you're at on the window of tolerance or 1 to 10, where are you at right now?
Right in the middle.
Okay. So where would you put yourself at? Where then?
Like 5.
Like a 5? Okay. And is that a positive or a negative, or comfortable or uncomfortable?
I would lean more towards positive.
Okay.
And comfortable.
Okay. And where are you experiencing this at in your body?
My head, my legs, like.
Okay. And what are you experiencing?
Kind of like almost like a sense of like wanting to explore and adventure.
Perfect.
Like all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome, because animal therapy is explorational. It is the experiential type thing that we're doing. So we'll walk right over to Glimmer because she's right here. And then when we meet, we'll just kind of put our hand up and let her smell us.
Okay.
And kind of go from there. I see you smiling already. Yeah?
She's beautiful.
Oh. Do you hear that, Glimmer? Someone thinks you're beautiful. Should we get her some hay?
Yes.
Okay, we can get her some hay. Let's go grab her some hay. I'll put this on pause for just a second. And we're back. Okay, so we toss her some alfalfa. You see her smiling and giggling. What's that bringing up for you?
It's making me think when I was little, I lived by this older couple, and they had like a huge yard that was right at the back of where I lived, and they had a horse that was apparently scared of a bunch of people or didn't really like people, or I'm not entirely sure what the story was. Like the horse didn't come up to people, but I noticed they had a horse because I was sitting playing in the backyard, and the horse came up, and I went over, and I didn't know if it was okay for me to touch it, so I tried not to, but like just sitting there like watching it, every time I was in the backyard, like it would come up by that part of the fence and stuff, and finally right before we moved out, I was able to pet the horse, and like that's almost the only interaction I've had with horses like ever, but like it just, I don't know, I think they're majestic creatures. I really do.
So, you were the only one who got to pet that horse then?
Hmm.
And the horse came up to you and initiated it?
Yes.
So, what did the horse display to you to know they wanted to engage with you at that time? Do you know? Or do you have like any idea?
I'm not even really sure.
Mhm.
I know when the owners finally came out and like introduced themselves, they'd been watching through their window and they were amazed. They said that the horse doesn't act that way towards people.
But it did.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
And I think I was like 10.
Yeah.
So I mean like, I felt like I was, king of the world because they said this horse doesn't do that, but like they let me try and feed it, but it didn't want to eat.
But it did come up to you.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome. That's such an amazing thing to have that connection.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to see the horse again after that, or
No.
no?
'Cause we
Okay.
moved, so.
Okay. But that was an defining moment there.
Mhm.
Cool. So okay, so from what I'm hearing you say, your horse experience is pretty limited then, right?
Yeah.
So okay, so what we will do is I will always make sure that you know kind of what's going on in safety and whatnot with Glimmer. So right now she's just eating her alfalfa, and then we can make some decisions, or you can make some decisions of your comfort level as we kind of proceed with this. Basically, we always want to give Glimmer an out. So since she's in her spot, she can have the ability to move away from us. If we take her out like into the arena, we'll give her the same ability to let her move away from us. So we'll always give her an out, and we just want to make sure that we don't stand in her way and let her have the out, just for safety. And then kind of the main safety zones are the back end, watching yourself around the back end, just to protect yourself in case they do kick or something. She doesn't typically do that, but I can't always predict, the unforeseen. So, and then with their mouth, obviously, if you do decide to, reach up with her and pet her and stuff, just being mindful about trying to keep a flat hand up in the mouth area so that she doesn't accidentally, because horses sometimes will, especially her, she'll kind of get your finger, not bite you, but
Yeah.
she'll want to like lick. Okay? So, when you look at her, you're talking about this other horse. Okay, so what is this? Is this like reminding you of that incident?
Yeah.
Okay. And was that a positive experience that you had with that?
Yes, because at that time, like, I didn't really have a lot of friends, and like my mom was always at work, my brother was always at work, and so like I had the neighbor's mom would watch me, but it just, she had her own kids and stuff, so it's just like I kind of always felt like I was a little bit alone, and like I don't know, there's just something about feeling seen by that animal that just like it stuck with me.
Okay. So what are you hoping to get out of this experience that you're doing? Like what is something you're wanting to work on or like get from this whole experience of working with Glimmer? And it's okay if you don't know right now. Like,
That part, like, I feel like anything I do is going to help me kind of get to know myself a little bit better, but beyond that, I don't really know.
okay. So a lot of like self-exploration maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Who's eating? Do you want to move closer, John?
Yeah.
Yep. You want to go in?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to open this, and then you can go ahead and come in. Do you want to get the grooming tools first?
Oh.
Do you want a groomer?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of had a sneaky suspicion.
which
You can grab both, and I'll hold whichever one you're not using. And actually, I'm gonna put this off for just a second. So I'm gonna move the camera closer, just so that we can see a little bit better here. Okay, there we go. All right, so I will go in, and then go ahead, baby. You're okay. You can go ahead and come on in. Let her sniff ya. And I'll shut this. Hi, Glimmer. Daddy away. So I can hold those for you if you want to use your hands to start with. Let her sniff you. Pretty interested in her eating, aren't you? Is there anything about her eating that kind of gets your attention?
just like there's something about like the just the shape of her head and like the way that everything like moves when she eats and stuff. It's just like it's so much different than like when you watch a human eat. I'm fascinated by that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I know we're both living creatures, but
Yeah.
like there's so many similarities and so many differences. But it just my brain kind of gets stuck on like identifying the similarities and the differences and stuff.
Yeah. So one of the differences you see is the shape of the jaw then and how the
Yeah.
jaw works. Is there any other things that really stand out to you?
It doesn't seem to bother her that I'm by her while she's eating.
Does it? How do you know that? What is she doing? Like, what is she doing that's telling you that she's unbothered by you being right here?
Cause like she's still like eating the food. It's not like it being the furthest away from me.
Okay.
And she's not like doesn't appear any way to me to be like trying to like stay as far away from me as she can and
Mhm.
stuff.
How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel like I'm not an outsider.
So I'm curious. You mentioned that experience previously with the horse, and so you're saying that this is making you feel like not an outsider. So, is there similarities between what you experienced then and what you're experiencing right now, standing there?
A little bit, like,
A little bit.
because I mean, like, I could be wrong, but like, I don't like feel a sense of like I'm trying to be like pushed away
Mhm.
and all that, you know, and just like I feel a sense of belonging, like it's okay that I'm here.
What do you think she would do if she didn't want you to engage with her?
I'm
What
not
are-
completely sure on that, but like
What are
I
what
would
are
think
signs?
I would think like trying to back away from me, like not. I don't know if horses have the same like facial expressions that humans do, but I feel like there would still be some type of like something that you could read in the face of like, you know, I'm not okay with you.
Okay. That's fair. That's pretty good insight. I feel like that's a pretty good insight you have. For not being around horses that much, you pick up on things very quickly.
I'm just like, even though I haven't spent a lot of time around horses, I spent a lot of time around like lots of different animals, so I just kind of think of like the ways that they've shown me when they were okay with me or when they weren't okay with me and things like that.
And you like animals?
Yes, I love animals.
You do. What about them do you love?
I love that they are not as judgmental as humans. That is my favorite thing about them. Like, animals don't care what you look like, they don't care what you've done, they don't care anything other than, like, who you are, what you have inside, you know. They will love you based on how you treat them, not based on what someone has said or, you know, things like that. Like, I feel like an animal love is the only true unconditional love.
Okay. And that's a comfortable feeling, it sounds like?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to try to groom? That, yep. Just let her kind of see if she wants to pay attention, and if not, just okay. She'll let you know.
Is it okay if I brush you? Is it okay if I brush you? Okay?
Do you feel like she's giving you permission? There's no wrong answer.
I don't know. I kind of felt like it. That's why I just tried for a
Yeah.
second. And then,
What did she do to make you think?
well, like she came up and was like smelling it, and then she kind of like looked at me in the eyes,
Yep.
and then like
She made eye
because of the
contact?
way she moved away, like that's the part that I'm not sure. Like,
Okay.
is that a okay? I trust you, or is that like a
Okay.
I'm focused on me?
So, try again. What do you think?
Well, she's still eating, so assuming she's not too bothered by it.
Okay. There's food here. There's not. Okay. No food, baby. I don't have any food. You have no brush here?
Is that okay?
See, you're smiling.
I don't know if it's true or not, but when I was little, people used to always say that if animals don't like you, they won't eat around you. And like, I don't know if that's true or not,
Okay.
but ever since then, like I've noticed, like especially like with stray dogs, for instance, like they'll be really skittish, they'll like barely nibble and then kind of run away, and then once they get more comfortable with you, like they'll actually come up and eat. They might not let you touch them, but they'll actually come up and eat and stuff. And so it's like knowing that like a couple times I started to brush her, the fact that she went right back to eating and stuff, like it makes me feel like I don't know if she's really good for me to brush her or not, but that she's not mad about it, you know.
Makes sense.
She's absolutely beautiful.
You wanna try again? More giggles?
She's making me feel like I'm a little kid again.
On a scale right now, where are you at, 1 to 10? 8?
Yes.
And is it comfortable or uncomfortable?
Comfortable.
What are you experiencing in your body right now?
Like, I feel like I'm like at peace right now. Like I feel like I'm in a good space. Like I don't really know how to word it other than that. Just
Where do you feel it at in your body?
in my stomach, in my chest, even in my arms. Like when I reach out to brush her, like I can feel like almost like a connection, you know, like I don't like feel any sense of like hesitation, like
What, on her side of it or yours? Or
on
either?
on my side.
You move it to the side here? You're fine. But she's just gonna look. She's just listening to the sounds. Go ahead. So you feel a connection with her.
Yes.
Do you feel like she's connecting back with you?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
think of My Little Pony.
Mhm. Oh, like the toy?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have those?
Yes.
Okay.
They were some of my favorite toys, and I loved, like, even though they only had like this part of the hair on
Oh,
them.
yeah, because the body was plasticky.
Yeah, I would still like, I would tend to like brush the body,
Okay.
because I mean,
The plasticky part, rubbery
yeah,
part. Yeah.
why wouldn't you do
Right.
that, you know?
Right. She's a little bit bigger, My Little Pony.
Yes.
Got it.
But of course, you know, they looked huge when I was little anyway, so.
My Little Pony?
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. Where do you think Glimmer's at on the scale?
We don't know.
Does she look comfortable or uncomfortable?
She seems to be pretty comfortable eating at the moment.
How's her breathing?
It's kind of hard to tell with her eating.
Okay. Smells like the kids are with you.
She's a lot softer than I was expecting.
Is she?
Yes.
See a big smile on your face or something?
I've never like run my hand down like this part of a horse before ever. I would have never thought it was soft.
Right? What does it feel like? Tell me what the softness feels like.
It feels like cuddles.
That's it.
Like yes.
And
Like
are cuddles a good thing or a
yes.
bad thing? Is it a
Like
good thing?
it feels like something that you would just want to like wrap yourself in when you're scared. Like it's soft, but it's not too soft. You know, it's just like it's perfect.
Perfect.
Yes. I never would have thought that.
So maybe if you are experiencing any type of situations where you're, feeling like that in life, and maybe try to remember how that hair feels,
Mm-hmm.
her fur, and wrap that around you.
Definitely.
What was her response to you when you were petting her like that? What did you notice from her?
She just like kind of kept eating. Like it seemed like she like made sure, you know, what it was that was like on her and just like kept eating.
I'm curious as to what you think about your guys' if you're connecting or not now.
I think so.
I think so too.
You are very beautiful.
She knows. Her nickname in the barn is the Diva.
I can understand why.
Yeah. So Glimmer, had been through multiple homes and kind of nobody wanted her. And so she was rejected a lot. I'll have you just over here. See what she's gonna do here. Get some water. She'd been through, different homes and whatnot. Had that alone feeling, So when I first got her, she was not super engaging.
Mm-hmm.
She's, obviously was like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
So as time went on, we worked to, build that.
Hi. Can I brush you some more?
Did you notice she came right back to you?
Mm-hmm.
So she had to attend to her needs and then she's like, oh, hi, Cristina. I'm back.
Makes me feel loved.
Does it?
Yes.
feel like in your body?
Almost like sparks everywhere.
Where are you at on the scale right now?
9.
You were
10.
9. Oh my goodness. We're
One or the other.
okay. We're at a 9 or 10.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Okay. And there's sparks going on in your body?
Yes.
Okay.
Which sounds scary, but it's not meant to be scary.
No,
at all.
that's scary. Good sparks.
Yes.
Okay.
Like even like when she pumps her foot, like that's something that I would have thought would scare me. But there's just something about her and her energy that like, I'm trying to be aware of it because it's a new thing and I don't know, exactly what's going on, but like it doesn't like intimidate me or scare me.
Okay. Are you more curious about it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know everything.
Yeah.
I want to know how she eats. I want to know how she breathes, how she moves, like just everything.
Yeah. So however you feel comfortable, if you want to explore with her, feeling on her neck, or her chest, or even on her, like the side of her jaw, any of that, whatever you kind of feel comfortable with. And you had mentioned before, the tactile pieces of it. So, it's, is it a different experience for you brushing with the brush than brushing with your hand?
Yes. Right. I can't think of proper wording for it, the best like way things like with the brush it almost feels like a chore, like something you have to do, where like with your hand it just feels like it's just like just connection, purely connection. I'm sure the brush probably feels better to her, but it feels better to me.
Do you think that she would let you know if she wanted you to brush her with the brush? Or the hand?
I kind of feel like she would, but I'm not sure like how she would let me know. Like,
How, when she came back to you early, when she went and got water, she came back over here, how did you know she wanted you to engage with her again?
she came up and like looked at me. She looked at me like, okay, I'm back to what you're doing.
Got it.
Don't want to interrupt her eating.
Do you think she would let you know?
I feel like she would tell me if she wanted me to like
Would she set
stop.
boundaries?
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel like she would.
You feel like she would? Okay. And sometimes setting boundaries is, it's an okay thing. Because we're doing something that we like or that we don't like, and we wanna make sure that people know about it.
Yeah.
I'm watching her jaw.
And just wait for her cue because she kind of stepped away a little bit, so it's kind of trying to get a feel for if that was her way of saying like take a break or not.
You're very intuitive and listening to her.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, I see
I'm
that.
trying to treat her the way that I would hope if the roles were reversed she would treat me.
That's a good way to look at it.
Some people might think, well, how can you imagine yourself before? I don't know how, but I can. Like, if I were in her shoes, how would I want somebody to treat me? What would I want somebody to pay attention to? And
And
I
what-
could be wrong, I could be right. I
What
don't
would
know,
you
but-
want people to pay attention to if you were Glimmer?
So like my actions, like whether I continued doing what I was doing while they were doing something, or if I was trying to back away from them or not. If I like all of a sudden got really tense or not.
Mm-hmm. you feel that tension, like we feel in our body. She would feel that tension in her body, and then you know how when I'm tense, you can feel it in me. You can feel it in her too. Does she feel tense at all? Okay.
Like there's been a couple times that she might have felt like a little tense for like a split second, but
You're really into listening to her eat, huh? Do you like textures?
yes.
Okay. Do you like hearing or do you like feeling better, or what kind of experiential do you enjoy?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Like I don't know, sometimes like I have to drown out all sound and just go by like what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then other times I feel like I can't focus on like textures and things like that. I have to kind of like drown out the feeling and go with the sound, and it just kind of bounces back and forth for me.
Okay.
I think part of it too is like my fascination with her eating is like I know if I'm around somebody new and I'm trying to eat, like it, you can hear, you can see, you can tell like I'm very uncomfortable. And I don't know if that's true for horses, but like I'm trying to like listen to make sure she doesn't sound like me when I'm in that situation.
Okay. Okay. So you're like, okay, are you feeling like I feel when I'm meeting new people?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that change the way that you eat normally then? Like if you're with new people?
Yes.
It does?
Yes.
Okay.
I am very much like I'm always afraid that like I'm chewing too loud, or
Okay.
my mouth looks weird, or it's just like I'm super self-conscious about like worrying, like most of the time people aren't gonna watch you while you eat, but I feel like I'm almost watching myself, and it makes it where it's like really hard, and you can like hear the tension in my trying to eat and stuff, and it just
I see a total shift in your body right now when you're talking about that. Like you were
Yeah.
so, like you were very relaxed, but now and I've seen you tense and your eyes gone
just,
wide.
Just thinking about, well, because part of it too is like, then I'm like, what if she is like me though, and I've been staring, watching at her eat, like, now I kind of feel bad.
Well, okay, so you're talking about what you experience when you're doing that, right?
Yeah.
Did you see
She
her?
hasn't been giving me any signs that she's feeling that way, but
Okay.
it's just still like,
Did you see any of that? You didn't see any of
No.
that? Okay. Because even when you were talking about it, I could see you visibly like clenching and
Yeah.
whatnot. Did your arousal scale change at all? When
while
you were
I was talking about that, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
It went like way down to like 3.
Okay.
Like,
And uncomfortable or comfortable?
a little bit of uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
Just like even thinking about it.
Okay, and
but
where did you experience that?
mostly like the pit of my stomach, and
Okay.
like as odd as it is, like my back. I can
Yeah.
like, just feel it in my back. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
And even like my fingertips, like
Mhm.
yeah.
It's different than the sparks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm interested to see how it works when you're re-engaged with her here. What that does.
Hi.
Hello there. I think you're right. I think she really does like to eat that food. What made you pull back?
Because she was lifting up, and I just wanted to make sure like she could see that it was me.
Okay. Because that's what you want somebody to do for you?
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's really good, like, insight that you have into, hey, I wanna make sure that she would be comfortable with this, cause I don't know if I would be comfortable with
Yes.
this. So I wanna make sure that I do what's comfortable for, you know, if I would be okay with it, then I will be okay, but if I wouldn't be okay with it, then I don't think I would do that to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she displaying anything to make you think that she doesn't want you to do it or that she's uncomfortable?
No, the only thing was like when I saw a peer shift,
Mhm.
like,
The weight shift?
yeah, I wasn't sure if that was like something to do with like being uncomfortable, or if that was just,
So,
normal.
kind of at rest, they'll kind of shift around a little bit. Kind of like we do, right? Like,
Yeah.
I kind of shift around. I can't hold still. I swear to God, I just move around. So she kind of shifts too. Except for we aren't on all fours, right?
Yeah.
And she is.
You are so beautiful.
I see a whole shift in you again. I'm wondering where you're at right now on the scale.
Just thinking about like, I've always felt like small, like, cause I'm short, so like I've always felt small.
You're short?
And it's just, I don't know, like, I'm wondering like what it would be like to be her, you know, like powerful and like, I don't know, like I feel like she's sweet, but like still like you can obviously tell she holds some power within her, you know, and just like what it would be like to have that much power but still be like sweet and kind, you know?
Yeah. Do you sometimes feel like you don't have a lot of power?
Yeah. I guess sometimes I feel, aside from small, like almost like I'm invisible.
You do. When do you feel that way?
Honestly, most of the time it's when there's like something that I'm keeping to myself and not talking to people about like I probably should.
Okay.
I spent too many years where everyone in my life was like, oh, I don't want to hear you whining about your problems, and it didn't matter how big it was, big or small. Like, if it had to do with me, then that meant it was my problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got used to just keeping things to myself, and I'm not used to having people in my life that actually want to hear, you know, what's bothering me, or what's upsetting me, or even what's making me happy.
Okay. What would being big and powerful like like how would that make things different?
I think I would just feel safer.
Okay. So it's more of like a physical thing. Okay, got it. Well, thank you for sharing that with me.
Like I found my new best friend.
Did you? Well, that makes my heart happy. I'm glad to hear that.
There's just something very calm and relaxing about her. And the fact that like so far I haven't really seen a whole lot of like, you know, her like she's eating right by my leg and letting me pet her and stuff. Like she makes me feel like I belong. Like I'm in my tribe.
Well, good. Do you think that engaging with her is something you'd like to try again?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Cool. Well, if you're down for it, then she's down for it.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, Glamour. Well, normally when we finish our session with our partner, we want to say, you know, our goodbye to them and thank them for engaging. So she's getting another drink. Alfalfa make her thirsty, probably, huh?
I would be thirsty if I ate that much too.
Yeah, I know she did eat. Actually, she ate all of it, didn't she?
Yeah.
Wow. Good job. job. You're a big girl. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Did you say bye to your new friend?
Thank you.
Say, come back and see me. Awesome. All right, I'll open this and you can go find the stuff out and I'll shut it for you. I'm just gonna finish shutting this. Okay. Hi, Love Bug.
Hi.
Another smile. When you petted the no. When you petted the horse, where did you pet it? The horse that Do you remember?
I tried to pet like on its side, but like it like kind of let me, and then like it went away because there was like other people around.
So you made contact with the side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it was totally fine, and then like as soon as I made contact, somebody else walked out, and it was like, oh no, gotta go away.
Yeah. So, you know, even though that you are vertically challenged, you're not invisible. And you matter.
I know, it's just hard to see that sometimes.
Absolutely. And so maybe when you feel like that, you can pretend you're Glimmer. And you're big and powerful, and you're gonna be seen.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you feel like you could take with you from today to your everyday life that could be something that you could maybe like remember or incorporate, or that could be helpful in any way?
For one thing, that like kindness is always like reciprocal in one way or another. Like I tried my best to be kind to her. As far as I could tell, she was very kind to me. You know, and that, I mean, now that I think about it, as big and powerful as she is, she probably has times where she feels invisible too. You know, and that doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really good insight. So I'm curious where you're at on the scale now.
9.
9?
Yeah.
Okay. And are we comfortable or uncomfortable?
Very comfortable.
Very comfortable, okay. And where are we experiencing, or what are we experiencing, I guess, first in our body?
Like my whole body just kind of feels like relaxed and at ease, and it's like a little bit of like pins and needles from like excitement still, but like it just, like I feel completely like calm.
Is that a good feeling?
Yes.
Do you feel calm a lot?
No.
Okay. So that's a big deal then.
Yes.
Okay. Where are you feeling the calmest most?
My chest, my head, like even in my mouth, like I don't know the way to like really put it in words, but like,
Yeah.
you know, like when you're really thirsty and your mouth is like dry and stuff, it's like it's none of that. Like it's just, you know, completely like at ease, head to toe.
Hey. Can I pet you? Is it okay?
I really like how you asked for her permission, because in animal therapy we always want to give the animal the choice to engage with us or not, and I really appreciate how you today, you know, even when I said you can go ahead and touch her if you want to, and you were like,
Oh,
well,
thank you.
let me see if she wants, you know, I'll see if she wants to or whatnot. And I felt like you tried very hard to listen to her and be respectful of her, you know, boundaries and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I think that probably goes over to what you said, like, if you were Glimmer, this is how you would want to be treated.
Yeah.
And so you really tried to demonstrate that, and I want you to know that I saw that. Like, I think you really did a very, very good job of demonstrating, practicing what you preach, so to speak, right? Well, thank you, Glimmer.
And I got my first horsey kiss.
You did, huh? Congratulations on that.
I feel like that was her seal of approval.
It's a big deal. Because it could always be something else, right? So a kiss is a good thing. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for engaging with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Hi.